Now, some of you got, excuse me, some of you got to be with John and I when we did this little chat a few years back, and people ask me about it, and I like to tell them it was the time that I got to be on stage and pretend my job was just like John's, and that my budget was just like his budget, and he was most gracious, and he acted like we did the same thing. I think that there are so many things about John that stand out, but there are a couple of characteristics that are just purely my favorites. One is his just incredible humility. This isn't a toast and roast, I promise. But I think I kind of want to start with his book, because there are a lot of remarkable things in this book. The title is probably one of the most entertaining. But in the very beginning of his book, he talks about his aspiration to shape energy policy, to have, shall we say, a coherent energy policy. And so much of what Bruce spoke about, in a way, our future is going to depend on that, having that kind of a policy. And he talked about his efforts to get the right kind of dialogue going and get something done on that. And he said, I failed completely, or words to that effect. Well, not very many people write that in a book, or admit it. So can we start with how you failed and then how you're going to succeed on this, John, as a starting place for a leadership discussion?
Well, I think the task, as I saw it then, when I was in my previous corporate role, was designed to influence policymakers one at a time. And over a period of years, I got to meet probably more than half of the elected members of the House and the Senate. I met 25 governors. I met, both President Bush, President Obama. And so working with elected representatives, you would think that you could actually have an intelligent, practical conversation that would carry weight. It doesn't work that way. That was a major lesson. And so since stepping out of the corporate role, and the expression that my former company uses is that when you retire from an executive position, you now become the invisible man on a bus, which is very Dutch in the way in which it's expressed. And so as an invisible man on the bus, how do you influence outcomes going forward? And that's what led my wife Karen and I to create Citizens for Affordable Energy, which is entirely, exclusively, 100% focused on grassroots education. And I used to think that the only reason Shell was successful were the millions and millions and millions of people who every day would pull into a Shell station. And they would pull into a Shell station by choice, because they felt the value proposition was important to them. And that enabled the company to become what it was. I didn't think about how many wells we were drilling. I didn't think about how many, tank farms we had or refineries we had. I thought about how many millions of customers would come by every day, because they're the ones that mattered. And so when I think about in a democracy, who matters in a democracy, it's the voters, it's the consumers, it's the citizens. And so that, to me, by focusing on the elected representatives, that was a failed program. By focusing on the consumers of America, I think there's a better than 50-50 chance we'll be able to get something done. But it's a long roadway, and it's going to take time, and it's going to take a lot of patience and education.